that sort of was why in later in our careers, we always played it very low key. Rarely put our photographs on album covers. If they were messed with in some way. They were either in infrared or something like that. Because we saw those guys and they had absolutely no life. They couldn't do anything. And not only could they not do anything, they couldn't do anything right. I remember the one place, they were not allowed to leave the hotel. The police had the thing cordoned off. Thousands of girls from 14 to 16, and you don't know how strong they are when they hunt in packs. Because I got nailed by them once, and they'll kill you. They'll kill you. You get 10 of them on top of you, man, and you're punching, you're fighting for your life, and you can't budge them. And I just remember this one thing that really brought it home to me. The police wouldn't let them out, and they wanted some new shoes. So they got in touch with the shop, and they said, have you got any Beatle boots, or, you know, for us to have a look at? And of course they could smell an opportunity, so they just drove a van round. They had shoes, everything all up there, all in the hotel room for them to pick from. Very nice of them, and you know, good publicity, except the publicity the next day was the Beatles getting too big for their boots. You know, as if they'd just ordered the boots to come round because they were too big to go to the shops. The fact that the police wouldn't let them go outside the hotel because they couldn't, for public safety reasons. I mean, literally, there'd be 5, 6, 10,000 of them beyond the police lines. You know, and smuggling them in and out in vans and stuff, and you know, and the one particular time, it was actually in Liverpool, and we came out of the what was that theatre called? The sort of equivalent of the Palladium. I think it was the Vic. I can't remember the name of it anyway. And we were staying just a block up the road. And I stepped out, and there was a police cordon down there, and it was a couple of 100 yards, and I just had the hair. And so that was enough. You know, they didn't matter that I wasn't a Beatle. And the police cordon just went plop, straight flat. They just went past them. And I'm running up that road, hell for leather, for my life. And I'd said, where's the hotel, before I went out there. And somebody said, turn left, cross over the road, and it's on the left. Well, what they meant was go up, cross on the road, and it's immediately on the left. But I crossed over the road and then started looking on the left, and I'd passed it by then. Fortunately, a couple of roadies saw me herring past, followed by this massive, hysterical girls. And they had me up against a fence. And at the time we wore those knitted ties. They were yanking on the tie, trying to get it off me, and tearing at buttons and trying to pull your hair out. I mean, they're frenzied. And they waded in, 2 heavyweight proper roadies, and they weren't messing. They were hitting, because you just couldn't pull them off. That didn't work. They were hitting. They got me out anyway, got me back to the hotel. I'm sitting there, bring me up a brandy, and I'm sitting there drinking the brandy, and the bloody doorman of the hotel comes marching in with a stack this high of autograph albums with bits of my clothing taped inward. I signed next to it. Buttons, and they had to cut the tie off, the knitted tie. They were trying to pull it off, and the knot had gone. It was choking me, and the knot had gone about that big. And they had to cut it off. There was never going to be undone again ever. So getting back to the point which I meandered off was that's what it was like being on the road with the Beatles. You looked at that and thought, this is not a great life. This is much too much taken away from you. Now, I mean, it's no wonder they went to places like India and got all weird, because it's the only place they could walk down the street without, you know, people being nuts. Hum-de-mardy-party hum.